While many Americans take selfies and worry about their pronouns. By M.H. April 20th, 2023.
The time continues to fulfill, and different independence groups are appearing and espousing their philosophies and strategies. Meier recently spelled out various emerging trends that are very likely to result in both expected and quite unexpected consequences. As the time continues to fulfill, different independence groups are appearing and espousing their philosophies and strategies. We already have examples, and we can contemplate what they portend. The Chris Hedges Report podcast with Roger Hallam, the co-founder of Extinction Rebellion who was recently released from jail, on why civil disobedience is all that can save us now from catastrophe. Of course, not everything is completely black and white. Ultimately, in order to survive, it will be necessary that the degenerate psychopathic elite are removed from power and control. Meier has also said that the day will come when many tens of thousands take violent action to overthrow the government. Ideally, instead of anarchy and chaotic disregard for life, those who lead will be knowledgeable and will have already gone through the real revolution, which begins within. Let's continue with this excerpt from Might of the Thoughts, as Meier explains.
Unfortunately, the truth is that the majority of humanity simply lets itself go and lives in a state of uncontrolled vexation. Uncountable human beings are driven by uncontrolled, ungoverned sorrow, as well as by untamed passions, desires, and bad habits, and so forth, whereby also anxiety, fear, and doubt surge and abate, and with malicious turbulence form the life. This majority of human beings stands in contrast to only a few really wise ones, a handful of knowledgeable ones who, as the absolute minority, take on the responsibility for the continued certainty of the progress and existence of the earth human beings. Since time immemorial, the destiny of humanity has lain in their hands and in the might of their thoughts, as it also does for all of the future. But, unfortunately, there are only a few of them, which is why there exists the absolute requirement that the human beings of the great mass wake up and begin to think and to act with the minority of knowledgeable and wise ones, so that a conscious evolution can take hold collectively. But, to that end, it is necessary that the individual in the entire mass of humanity begins to think clearly and consciously and creates, by means of the might of the thoughts, all that which leads to peace, freedom, gladness, love, knowledge, and wisdom, from which finally, as special values, equanimity, and inner all-penetrating cheerfulness emerge. But only human beings who are able to control, keep pure and use their thoughts and the might of their thoughts in neutral positive equalized form, subject the winds and storms of their unchecked, untamed, and uncontrolled desires, wishes, passions, habits, and other terrible things, to a consciously controlled obedience. Therefore, all human beings who are negatively buffeted about by storms, be advised, regardless of wherever and whatever you are, and under whatever conditions and circumstances you live, do not ever allow yourselves to drift on the ocean of the life. Rather, take the helm in hand and steer that ship of the life to solid ground. Always hold the helm firm in your hands, and do not let any waves rip it away from you. But the thoughts are the ship of the life, and the helm is the kind and wise in which the thoughts are determined, and the might by means of which they are brought to fruition. On the ship of the life, every single human being is his or her own captain, who must not sleep, who rather must always be awake and control and steer everything. But that means that a considerable self-control has to be present in the captain of one's own ship of life, because it is the strength which leads to the thoughts being correctly managed, and their might being correctly used, and indeed with the greatest mastery. Thoughts themselves are mastery, calmness, peace, freedom, and might, when they are nurtured and used in the correct form.
So, while many Americans take selfies and worry about their pronouns, There is a minority who must recognize when the time is right for them to take their hands out of their pockets and help light the way for humanity. Who will light the way?